Okay, awesome. Yeah, as people come on, I'm always like leading the call. I'm doing it. It becomes very distracting. So that'd be helpful just because I get really distracted with noises. And now I have to pull up the presentation. Sorry, I wasn't really ready. Okay. So it's exciting. I'm excited that both of us are leading this call together. Haley invited me to speak with her team, and I was like, can I bring my team with me? And of course she was like, yes. So let me pull this up and let me get my shared screen going. And let's see, share screen. This one. Okay. Can you guys see this? All right, one second, y'all. I'm sorry. I know you're seeing everything, but for some reason I wasn't prepared. Do you mind muting phone numbers for me too, Haley? I'm sorry. You don't have to mute yourself. Ah! All right, I need to see my notes. Okay. All right. Can you guys just see the slides? Can you give me like a thumbs up? Or can you see my notes? Because that'd be awkward. Can you just see the slides? You can see my notes? No notes. I'm going to go with no notes, and it's going to be... Oh, okay. So you can just see the slides. All right, cool. Oh, I'm so awkward. All right. Okay. So tonight, Haley asked me to talk a little bit about creative ways to attract new business builders. And this might be a little repetitive for some of my my coaches, but oh, sorry, one second. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm having trouble. Might be repetitive for some of my coaches, but that's okay. It's always a good refresher. There'll definitely be some new material as well. So, alrighty, I'm just gonna go ahead and start. So for those of you that are on Haley's team and may or may not know me, my name is Shay Phillips, obviously. And quick, I'm a wife. I've been married for almost 2 years. I have a puppy dog named King. And I love do-it-yourself stuff. We're renovating our house right now. Well, it's almost done, but we're still doing that. I love Jesus. I signed up April 2014, so I've been a coach for a little over a year now. And I just quit my full-time job back in March. I quit my full-time job. So I've been a full-time coach for a few months now, which has been super, super fun. So I want you guys to get out a pen and paper if you have it, or like whatever, the notes section on your iPhone is totally fine. I want you guys, number one, to write down who you would want on your team. Like, who are your dream people that you either see on Instagram or Facebook or whatever your social media outlet is. Put like 5 names, like whatever. Or if you can think of more, put more. And write down their names. And maybe why, like a quick note, why you would want them on your team. And then number 2, I'll give you a second to do this. Write down 10 qualities that you want in your dream business builder. Like 10 qualities. Do you want them to be really into health and fitness? Do you want them to be just very authentic? Do you want them to be, I don't know, courageous? I don't know. I just pulled a word out. Bold, whatever it is. And write those down. I'll give you like 5 seconds, really, not 30 seconds. Then I'll go to the next slide. I need like music. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next one. All right, so now after you wrote those 10 qualities down, I want you to take a second to rate yourself from 1 to 10 on those 10 qualities. So how are you in being a great leader? How are you in being, an excellent inviter, if that's something you wrote down? From 1 to 10, are you just like a 1 on the scale of inviting? You never invite? Are you a 10? You invite like 30 people a day like Haley does? I don't know. I'll give you guys a second to do that too. And then we'll go back to number 1 question a little later. All right, so I have to give you a little reality check. 80% of recruiting is you. People are going to buy into you first before they ever buy into what you're talking about, how you feel, whatever. They're going to buy into you first. So you are the best coach on your team. You are going to attract people like you. You're never going to attract someone, or I should say it's rare to attract someone that is going to be a better coach than you are currently. So just always remember that. People can usually feel when someone is like deeply devoted and committed to something. So just remember that 80% of recruiting is you. It starts with you. So if you're like, why am I not getting business builders? Well, are you a business builder? So that's a good evaluation for you. And then I wanted to center this around like 5, I love numbers, I love a countdown, 5 ways to attract, in like parentheses, recruit, I'm going to use those words intermittently, new business builders. I'm just going to talk about 5. It says creative, but I will tell you guys they are simple and they're pretty cut and dry, but there's a little bit about each one that I'll tell you, something I do or something I've learned along the way. So number one is posts. I think this is going to be a very self-evaluating call, so I'm sorry, guys. But you have to be consistent in posting, just normal posting every day, right? 3 to 5 times a day, not all Beachbody stuff, not salesy. You want to make sure that you're doing that so you're in front of people and people know that you're consistent and that you're there. Another thing is that you have to know your market. Who are you looking for? What are you looking for in people, and either customers or coaches? Obviously, we're talking about coaches right now. I don't know if you guys have done this, but there is something called the customer avatar exercise. And I can give Haley the link, or I can put it in our group for my team. It is awesome. It basically lays out like who you're talking to. So I created a customer avatar. Her name, I don't have a picture of it, sorry. Her name is Belle, and she is me, basically. Like, basically, I'm talking to me when I'm doing my posts. But I do them from a point of, talking about what I would want to hear or what would attract me. Or Belle, really, I'm talking to Belle, so it's not weird that I'm talking to myself, But, I'm thinking of, like, where is she in life? She's either, my market is very college age, getting out of college, going into their jobs, hating their jobs, or just, young working people to new married people to, like, I'm kind of on the brink of new moms. So that's kind of where my market is. But mostly the bulk of it is, recently graduated college students and young professionals in the workforce, first job right out of college. So I know that's who I'm talking to. So with that comes, interests that those people are interested in, which are, very similar to mine. So it's pretty easy to think about, what I want to see. So that's how I, center what I post about around that. Also, something really great, too, is what time is your market available? For me, people are really available during lunchtime, so their lunch hour. Before they go to work, they're just scrolling on their phone or trying to waste time when they get to their desk. Sunday evenings are always great for me. It's really great for everyone's market, Sunday evenings, because everyone's just hanging around. If you're a mom, like, your time is probably nap time. So whatever that is, 1 to 4, somewhere in that gap of time, maybe 2 posts during that time since you have, more leverage there. Just, know your market and know when to post, and definitely, leverage that. So all of that to say, just to speak on posts a little bit, and how it attracts business builders. I'm getting there, I promise you. Sorry. You want to make posts that, you don't care what people are going to think. I think that's another thing you have to think about. I think people are afraid to make, like, coach opportunity posts, but you just have to act like you don't care what people think. This coach opportunity post, guys, can look like so many different things. Like, I just want to highlight a couple of them. One, like this bottom right-hand corner, I did a community post, because so much of what I get out of Beachbody coaching isn't about income, isn't about getting the best shape of my life. It's about, like, the friendships I've made. And I know Haley talks about this a lot. Her best friends at her wedding are, like, all from Beachbody. And I think it's so cool. And I've met her, and she's one of my closest friends, and I love her. So many other people that I've met. So much of it about it, to me, is community with my team. I love my team like they're my family. So I literally just did a post on community and why I love just the community that Beachbody coaching offers me. So it doesn't have to be income, but that's just another avenue. Another avenue is income. You guys have probably seen, like, some of the coaches do, like, month 1, I paid for my Shakeology. Month 2, I paid for Shakeology and groceries. And then they do the evolution of how it's changed their life. Some people get really great returns on that, and that's great. And it's not actual numbers, because I think actual numbers can definitely come off scary and turn people off. I think there's a time and a place for them, absolutely. But I think as a new coach and trying to attract new builders, maybe not something you post like all over your Facebook. Probably not like the best and wisest decision. But, maybe a better avenue for that is a blog. So, you can put numbers in your blog and direct people that way if they truly ask you, or a YouTube video to direct people that way. So friendship, again, that's more comes back to community. But you can highlight a friendship you've made. Like I highlight Haley and me hanging out at Summit soon, because I've never actually met Haley. So I'm definitely getting tons of pictures with her. And so friendship and events, Summit coming up, events, just fun trips, webinars. So now we're getting into like how we get the coaches. You put webinar pictures out there, you put sneak peek pictures out there, post, just because people are watching you guys. People are watching you. I watched my coach for a year and a half. So I know there are people like me that are watching me and like quietly creepily stalking me, and I'm all for that. So I'm thinking about those people. So I'm always putting out public posts of that. And then, another two interesting ways that I don't think we think about attracting business builders is putting out like adding coaches posts. So when you welcome a new coach to your team, people see that on your Facebook wall and are like, well, what is that? I want to be a coach. What's a coach? Or like when coaches advance, like I've had people message me before and say, I want to be a diamond. What's a diamond? They're not even a Beachbody coach. They have no idea what diamond is or emerald is. So definitely make those things public, recognition, welcoming people to your team, have people feel like, it's a really awesome thing to be involved in, because it is. It really is an awesome thing. So make it public. Make it a part of your daily life. Don't make it creepy. Don't make it weird. Just make it normal. It can be so diverse in the posts that you do about attracting those business builders. For me, the evolution of my posts, I was looking through them today. My first one was kind of about income, but I never talked about money. And it's this top right one where it says bravery is believing. It's kind of grayed out. But I recruited my best coach that way. And it was all about just being thankful for Thursdays, because I got a little extra income to cover my grocery bill. Like that was it. Like that was like 2 months in. Like I was just like thankful that we could cover our grocery bill, because at that point we were living paycheck to paycheck, and that was a really big win for us. So it doesn't have to be something big. It can be something small. I would say that's a win. And I recruited my best coach from that. From now it looks like I quit my full-time job, or we paid off close to $8,000 in debt. Like now it looks like that, but it doesn't have to look like that up front. I think we can get discouraged with top coaches paying off their mortgage, but it can be small things. People that are living paycheck to paycheck see their groceries being covered as huge, gigantic. I mean, I still see that as huge. I think it's amazing. So just keep that in mind. Don't be afraid to share those little small victories. I think it's amazing. So sorry, that was kind of long in a rant, but public posts, a simple way that we already do every single day. Might as well add in some coach opportunity posts if you don't already do it, and they can look like so many different things. So the next slide's kind of boring, but the next one, invite. Okay, so that's creative. I know it's so creative, but seriously, guys, like, how often do you invite to the coaching opportunity? My team, we really utilize the Power Hour, and I love it because it really directs their time and gives them kind of a checklist. And on there, it says, to invite to the coaching opportunity. But I mean, from my conversations with certain people in my team, and the most often conversation I have is, yeah, I'm not inviting anyone to the opportunity. So that one's like, they just skip over that one. So I don't know. Is that true for you? Like, that's just a question for you. It's on there. It's like 2 to 5 coaches a week, I believe it says, or 2 to 5 opportunity invites a week or something. But seriously, invite people on your list this week, on your list that you wrote down as number one question I ask you, who you would want on your team, invite them. Make a specific goal every week to invite to the coaching opportunity, because then it gives you a tangible, graspable, I just made a new word, I think. I don't know if that's a word, goal, so you can go for it. I think that will help immensely. Think of it as Success Club. You need 5 points to get to Success Club this month. How about we recruit 3 to 5 coaches this month? And how many invites will that take, to get there? So definitely be inviting. A couple things I want to highlight on the inviting piece. This can apply to challengers to coaches. So I don't know if Haley's team, I don't know if you guys do this, but my personal strategy is signing people up as challengers, getting them to love the product, be invested in the product, see great results, then flipping them to either discount, hobby, builder. I don't really care where in the spectrum, but at least, being a good customer service agent per se, and signing them up with a discount, or helping them reach further goals financially or whatever, physically, and so on. So that can be a part of your invite. I can kind of share my strategy. I think Haley probably does something similar with signing up a discount coach and how that looks, or signing up a challenger to coach and how that looks. But I just have to tell you guys, some of the challengers that I flipped to discounts, they became some of my best and strongest builders. So don't undermine your challengers. Like, those are your best coaches in there, potentially. So that's something really cool to know. Something else I do with, I know this is like sidebar, but something else I do with my challengers, and when I make them coaches, is even if they're discount, I add them into all of my groups. Just because they're seeing that community that I talk about on my Facebook page. They're seeing people rank advance. They're seeing people get Success Club points, and they're like, I want to do that. Like, sounds fun. Looks fun. So definitely add them in. I think they can totally benefit from that. And if they're like, hey, I don't want all these notifications, get me out of these groups, fine. But I always ask them, like, hey, I'd love to plug you into these groups just so you can be more informed, and blah, blah, blah. So I can tell you more about that at the end if you want to talk about it. But when you're inviting, don't be hesitant. Don't hold back. Your fears that you're harboring are getting you in your own way. So don't be afraid. Literally say something like, I want you to join me in this. I mean, I know that's really bold, but do it and go for that yes or no answer, that definitive answer. And don't leave it up to debate or I don't know what they're thinking. And they might ignore you. Totally cool. I think that's just part of it. And I think it's brave for you to just jump in and do it. So invite, I know, creative. But, something to evaluate if you're not doing it right now. So number 3, this pairs with invite. Have an event to invite them to. I think this is really important. One, because it makes your invite very much more comfortable, I think. If I have something to invite them to, and for something where I can filter many people into one avenue so they all get the same information. And so I have hopefully tons of prospects at once. So people will be much more inclined to join in hearing more before jumping in. I mean, most people would, right? So just a little tip I'll tell you in a second. So that can either look like a coach webinar. So I've just recently started doing these. And you don't have to be a diamond coach to do these. You can be an emerald coach. I think emerald and above can do webinars. There's nothing wrong with you guys doing them. I think you should do them. And the great thing about the coach webinars is Beachbody actually provides us a template in the back office, literally a PowerPoint, a pre-planned PowerPoint where you have to plug in some pictures, and then also a guide that walks you through this webinar. I mean, does it really get any easier? That is about not recreating the wheel and just going with it. So what I do is I do a Zoom. It's very simple. And something else I do is I actually pre-record my webinars. So literally I have pre-recorded my webinar, and as soon as we get on the Zoom, I introduce myself, I get on there, I hopefully remember to turn my camera off, and I put the video up and I play it. So it requires very little nervousness. Right now I'm a little nervous because I don't like talking in front of people. That's not my natural bent. I'm introverted. So it requires me not to be nervous. I can do it at my own pace, at my own time, on another day. I can edit things in and out if I need to. So that's just a tip or a trick if you're really nervous about doing that. You don't have to be. And then at the end, what I do is I close it down and I open it back up for questions, whether they have any questions based off of the webinar. And then I can send that link out to people as webinars are few and far between sometimes, and people want information right away. So just a simple little tip for you guys. I actually learned that from Melanie Mitro, so I really can't take credit for that. But anyways, it can look like that, an event. It can look like a sneak peek, which is we also have training for, I'm sure Haley has a great sneak peek template. I have one. Tons of Dynasty United people have them. So it's super easy for you to even do something like that. I did them for a while, and they were okay, pretty okay, successful for me. It was always hit and miss. But, it still, got my face out there and got me talking about that coaching opportunity, which is great. So always hold people up for that answer. Try to get a yes or no out of them if they're going to come or not. And then always, always, always follow up with them about 24 hours after that event if they don't naturally reach out to you. So have an event to invite them to. Number 4, add new contacts. I can't really stress the importance of this enough. I mean, people on your Facebook page are, I'm sure, watching quietly sometimes, but you have to keep adding those new and fresh eyes to get new people on your Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media platform you're using. I use Facebook, so that's a word I'm going to use a lot, but insert your social media, blog, whatever, there. So always be adding new fresh eyes, be adding new friends, be, always looking for a way to expand your market and have a platform for specific niches. So I don't know, what do you love? Like for me, I love do-it-yourself stuff. I love home renovation. I love greyhounds because I have a dog. Dogs are great ones. There's a lot of dog groups. So if you have a lab or if you have whatever, a specific kind of dog, SPCA, if you're like really passionate about animal rescues, whatever it is, plug into groups like that on Facebook or on a blog site or on a forum or whatever it is, whatever that looks like for you. And, naturally build relationships that way. I know Haley did running groups for a while and got some challengers that way. So it really works well. So think about what you love besides Beachbody and how you can interweave Beachbody also into those loves as well. And with people that you already naturally connect with about something else that you're passionate about. All right. My team is going to love this next slide. Consistency is like my favorite word on the planet. It's literally, it was funny when I was doing this. I was like, oh, glue, that's perfect. It's literally the glue in our business. I know this is so cheesy. It is the glue in our business though. Like if you do 1 through 4 pretty consistently and you're always inviting and you're always, trying to convert challengers to coaches and you're doing posts about the opportunity, doing posts about why you love Beachbody and how it's changed your life. Even if it's something even if it's like $50 a week, whatever it is, I promise you that you will attract those new business builders. You attract those people that are working just as hard as you are in your business. So consistency. I mean, I'm going to harp on this just a tiny bit just because I love this and it's very important to me. Do everything you do in this business with consistency, everything. So for me and what I tell my team, what this looks like is doing those 3 vital behaviors consistently every single day. Doing them through, making sure you do them through the power hour because it makes sure you're getting you're implementing them that way. And then make sure you're getting Success Club every single month. So you're building those customers and building those customer to coaches relationships every single month. And then, investing in yourself, growing, whatever that is, consistently, stopping and starting all of this will do nothing for your business. It will do nothing. It will be awesome for 5 minutes and then it'll suck for 6 months if you do nothing with it. So you have to do it consistently. That's so key, and it's the glue that holds everything together. I think anyone that's been in this business long enough will tell you that, whether they did it the wrong way and stopped or whether they did it the right way and just kept going and did not stop. I think that is encouraging to me. So just do those small things every day. Do those simple, some of those simple tips, maybe just take a couple of them and try them out and do them consistently and see how it works for you, and see if it helps you attract those new business builders. All right. So those are my 5. So my challenge to you, I'm sorry, this is a little short, but I like to keep it open for questions and then time to get on the DU call. My challenge to you is every day this week, after you do your power hour or time in your business, whatever that looks like for you, I want you to ask yourself, if my team did what I did today, would it grow? So maybe you did your power hour today already. So you're asking yourself, so based on my power hour and how many people I invited or how hard I worked, if my team did the same thing, would they also grow? Because your answer is going to also mean that your business is growing or not growing too. So that's a really convicting question that I have to ask myself a lot. And there are many, many, many days that I'm like, crap. No, it wouldn't. It really would not. Because I am not walking the walk and talking the talk. Is that right? I think that's right. But anyways, definitely ask yourself every day this week. Ask yourself past this week. I just challenge you to do it every single day this week after you do your business practices. And this just takes it back to the beginning. Pace of the leader, pace of the pack. You're going to be the best coach on your team. This is keeping you accountable to yourself and to your future, your team's future. Literally, in their futures and their families and so on and so on. And so when I think about it in that aspect, like I feel super convicted and impacted to work really hard when it is time to work. So just make sure you're doing the important things daily, consistently to get to your goals. And if you're laser focused on them, you'll get to them a lot quicker, I promise you, if you're doing them consistently. So just a quick review, creative ways to attract, recruit new business builders. Posts, public posts on Facebook, it's so simple, or Instagram, whatever. Invite those people on your list that you wrote down tonight on your, and I'm sorry, I lost it. Invite them to the coaching opportunity and invite them to an event about the coaching opportunity so they can learn about it. I actually want to talk about one more thing that might be helpful for you guys in that arena. Carly Del Carlo actually talks about this. Sorry, I'm like taking us back, but she talks about how in her challenge group, she actually offers a call to her challengers and says, hey guys, would you guys want to get on a Zoom call with me and just talk about what it looks like to be a coach, even if it's for the discount? So you are literally, they're seeing your face. Your challengers are getting on there with you and asking you questions about the coaching opportunity or asking you questions about the discount. Because some people might just be better like face-to-face. You personally as a coach might be better. That's an idea too. And it's also just really, that's an event. That's an event to invite them to. So you're not only inviting, but you're also inviting them to an event. They're also already in your challenge group. So it's almost like a trifecta, like easy way to get those future builders or just discount coaches or hobby coaches, whatever kind of coaches. I think that's a really great idea that I learned from her. And then add new contact daily, every single day, and then consistently do it all, guys. Consistency is key. It's king in this business. So yeah, that's all I got. So Haley, I don't know how you want to do this. I don't know if you want to open it up for questions or people want to unmute themselves. They can do that.
Yeah, y'all I don't know if you guys have questions or whatnot, but yeah, definitely. I'll just, if you have a question, just unmute yourself one at a time and you can ask Shay.
Or Haley, because my team's on here too, so they might have questions for you.
Yeah, or me.
Or anyone.
When you invite people, just like random, do you invite people that you have mutual friends with? Because I like as you were saying that, I was looking on Facebook, it's people you may know. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of people I may know that I don't have any mutual friends with. Is there any rule of thumb, or you just add? Do you try to have someone in common? What do you normally do for that? You mean
for? Okay, I usually try and add people that we have like similar friends with.
Okay.
I mean, there's some days that I don't find anyone that has similar friends as me, but I mean, usually I can find someone because as I friend more people, I have more friends in common.
Yeah.
So it's fine. But usually with those people, I don't necessarily invite them right off the bat. I'll tell you, when I first started coaching, I literally went straight to people that I knew would be great coaches. Emily, which I talk about this a lot. Emily, I just knew she'd be an amazing coach, and I went out and invited her, and she's one of my diamonds. So there's people like that I go straight to, and I'm like, hey, I think you'd be really good at coaching. There's people that post on Facebook, or I just know are really into health and fitness, that I'll talk to them about coaching, or it's just people that I think of that I think, like, hey, I think they'd be a really good coach, just from past life events, or if I don't know them, they're a stranger, it's usually based on like them posting like inspirational stuff, or I don't know, it just depends.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but sometimes like I'll build a relationship with that person, and they'll ask me a lot about coaching, and we'll talk about it. And then eventually we'll get into the conversation of like, hey, I think you'd be a great coach. So.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know what it's like for you, Haley.
No, it's the same way.
Yeah, I thought so.
Quiet little people.
Oh. Sorry, did I interrupt somebody else?
I don't think so.
Go ahead, Beth.
Okay, thanks. So I'm really starting to focus more on inviting coaches.
Yeah.
Like in the first several months of my business, I focused more on challengers, but now I'm shifting the focus. And so I'm trying to figure out the best thing to say, like in the first initial message to them. Like, I've been just saying, hey, I was thinking about who I would love to work with, and you came to mind. I think you'd be really good at it. Is this something you might be interested in? Like, is that kind of what y'all say? Or, like, what do you say in the first time you bring it up to somebody?
It always looks so different for me. It's hard.
It's always different. I try, whenever I bring it up, I normally have had a conversation with that person, obviously previously, and so I know somewhat about them, whether they're a mom, whether they're some part of their life, and I watch their posts, so I probably know from their posts what kind of person they are. So if they're like positive or uplifting, or if they're, whatever they have going on. And so whenever I craft that invite to them and I shoot out that coach invite, and I think Shay does the same thing. It's hey, I just want you to know, I don't know if you've ever thought about this at all, or you've ever thought about what I do as a coach. But I think you'd be awesome at what I do. Have you ever thought, about Beachbody coaching? I just think that you are positive and you're uplifting, and I know that this could be a really awesome opportunity for you, or whatever. So something in that format, based off who they are, and I try to make it specific to them and to really show them that it is about them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that, it's based around them and their goals and their needs and kind of their family.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it kind of looks exactly like what you said. I mean, I think you're doing fine.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it looked different in the beginning of my business just because I had a lot of friends and family to invite. So I could be a little more like, hey, I really think you'd be a great coach, because I already had that relationship developed. I could say that right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't now. I've built a relationship at this point because I'm basically talking to strangers. So it'd be creepy if I was like, hey, I think you'd be a great coach. I have no idea who you are. You know what I mean? That would be weird.
You don't know me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know. It's like, how do you know?
I know, that's weird.
I know. I mean, not that I like the people that I do invite now are definitely, I don't have like a huge relationship with them, but I have some kind of read on them because, I mean, to be honest with you, like, I don't just ask everyone to be a coach or, a challenger, because, I mean, I am a little picky. Like, I think you should be picky. I think you should work with people that you want to work with, because if you don't know how long you're stuck with these people. So, thankfully, I love all my coaches and I love everyone on my team, but it is because I've like been careful sometimes about who I talk to. And I have, let conversations go that I'm like, I don't think we would gel right together,
Y'all,
be honest with you guys.
Can we talk about how Allison down there looks like a I don't know, an angel or something?
I know you got a halo.
She has like a halo around her.
She's in heaven over there.
I know. Oh my gosh. She's like shining over there. Anyway.
That's funny.
Is that everybody's question?
Okay, I had a quick question.
Yeah.
So I was voting a mom of 2 boys to be a coach because I thought she'd be an awesome fit.
Yeah.
But one of the questions that she asked me, which to me was, I can't say aggressive, just sort of caught me off guard. She asked me how much I've made in like the past month. And I was on vacation for 2 weeks, but I'm not going to lie to anybody about my business. And I wasn't exactly sure how to respond to her.
Mm-hmm.
How would you suggest responding to that in the future as a new coach?
Yeah. Does anyone else want to take that?
No.
Of course not. Okay, so I'll tell you what I do. First of all, I don't know where you were in the conversation, but I always try to take it away from income, take it away from price, like immediately. So I don't know where you were, but I would talk about, for you as a new coach, I know you haven't made like insane amount of money or anything, but I would talk about like how it's enriched your life and not have to talk about the income piece. You can even, I think it's okay to share like the income potential of it. And be honest, be like, I'm just starting out, but this is what I've already gained from it. I've gained blank, blank, blank. Like, this is what I would say. I've gained community. I have like gotten the best shape of my life in just a couple weeks. Just be emotional about it. Like, seriously, just get down in there deep and, get like, I don't know, just tug on your heartstrings and tug on her heartstrings, because it's not all about income, obviously. And be honest about it being, it's not a get rich quick scheme. You can say that. Like, it is a thing that takes time to build, and it takes consistency, and it takes trust, and blah, 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 blah. So, I don't know. That's the avenue I would go. I'd have to see the exact message to be like, this is what I would say. But
Yeah.
what did you say?
Thank you. Well, I actually directed her to my Transformation Tuesday picture,
Oh, cool.
and then
That's good.
how I've gotten close with Serena, and then I've told her how much I've actually made, like an actual dollar amount.
I think it's okay.
But then I also what?
I think that's okay. But you've only been a coach for like a month.
And I was on vacation for 2 weeks.
That's
So, I mean, and I was like, I told her, I was like, I set my own schedule. I work my own hours. Nobody tells me when I work, and I work at my own pace. I went on vacation for 2 weeks, and I was fine.
Yeah.
So she said she was going to think about it. I'm going to touch back with her later on tonight and see if
that's
she's
cool.
interested. So I don't know. I was just like, whew, like I just never expected somebody to ask me that. Like, so like
People ask
I used
you
to
crazy
serve
questions.
with her.
People will ask
Yeah.
you crazy stuff. So, yeah. No, that's good. I think you approached it right. Talk about intangibles, and then if they keep pushing, you can talk about the tangibles. But
Thank you.
anyone else? It doesn't have to be about anything specific. It can be really any question.
I think I have a question. You had said, we talked about how like you make your perfect person of like who you want to lead.
Uh-huh.
And I know we've done this with like I've done this with Haley, but I don't think I ever. Would you recommend like posting that, like saying, "Is this you? This is me"? Like,
I've seen coaches do that where I'm looking for people who are pretty much those characteristics. Haven't you,
Yeah.
Shay?
Yeah, I've seen that too. I've tried to do that a couple times, but I don't know. I haven't been consistent with it.
I have definitely seen that, Allison. You're not the first person who's thought of that or done that. I mean, I know people have done it. I think I recently just saw one I wanted to say from Katie Hefner. She did one like that. So yeah, I don't think that's bad at all. I mean,
I'm sorry. I have said stuff like that. I've literally said like I'm looking for coaches that are like, I like basically that list I don't know if you were here in the beginning, but that list I had you write down of characteristics, I've listed them in like a coach opportunity post. So I'm looking for hardworking, genuine, kind, 20-somethings, newly married. Like I literally will lay them out, like pretty descriptive, because Atlanta, that's who you're looking for, and that's who you're gonna probably get. So I think it's good.
I've not done that yet, and because I think that, like a lot of people think that because I'm 40, they think, well, I'm older, or I work a full-time job. I work 40 hours, so they think they can't do it. But maybe I need to put that out there that they can.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. And I think tell your story of how you do make it work. How you make it work, and not to be like explicit and be like, well, I do this power hour thing. Obviously, you wouldn't put that on your like public Facebook, like whatever. But just be honest. I think it's great. I would try it and tell me how it goes. It's definitely worked. It's definitely worked for me in the past. I just until you said that, I forgot that I've done that before.
Okay.
Another thing I want to just quickly mention was like I meant to do this with posts. I think a lot of you probably do this, but if you don't, I would follow people that are like you, that are like top coaches or whatever, higher up in Beachbody, or a couple links ahead of you in Beachbody. It doesn't have to be like higher up. It can be, if you're an animal coach, you can be a diamond coach, that you just really admire and connect with, and that are on a similar life path with. I think that's great. Like, I think that's so helpful. You don't have to copy them. You don't have to take verbatim what they say, but you can be inspired by their post, and that's something that helped me a ton and still helps me a ton, is watching people that I just gel with really well I don't know them, but based on their Facebook and based on how they post and what they post, I have been able to kind of become my own person out of that. So I don't know. Does anyone do that?
Yeah.
Good. It's really wise to do, in my opinion. Something Brittany told me to do really early on, and I think